to anyone who is watching. I'm here to present my personal project, which, as you can see, is based on my personal interest, surfing. I have been practicing surf for almost 5 years, and I am actually surprised this idea never came up to my mind. And one day, while I was surfing, I questioned myself how the boards were made and if I could do them one of my own. And from this question, I based all of my personal project. And the first phase of this project was to investigate and do a long research about it, as this topic was completely new to me, and I had to discover a lot. I had to simply know how a board was made, where I could do it, and to whom I should ask help. I should ask for help, and if mostly if I could do it on my own, because I had many issues. I didn't know if I was actually able to do it on one of my own. From this phase, I also learned the techniques I could use in shaping the board and the shape I would rather like to have as a board. Secondly, I had to plan my surfboard. This phase is actually a lot dependent on my first step, the research, as the board reacts with the water. It is called fluid dynamics, and different shapes of the board will affect how my board will surf. So from this research I had made, I had to let's say adapt my design of the surfboard, not in the aesthetics but in the functionality of the board, to see which shape was most reflecting my skills in surfing. Then after I bought all the materials and the longer planning phase, I could finally start building a board. I started in September on my terrace, where it was hot, so I could work in the terrace all the time I needed. And I started shaping with sandpaper and planers, and the material was like a big block of foam with a line of wood in the middle to make it more stable. And I just had to shape it until the desired forms. And after the shaping phase, we had to make the board a board actually, because it was just a foam block still, and it had to be hardened and let it be water resistant. For this, there is a process called lamination. It is a process where you use fiber cloth and resin, which together will make the board hard and water resistant. This for this process, actually many surfboard shapers have actually diseases related to the breathing canal, because the resin used is toxic, and if there is not appropriate protection weared, it could cause cancer or other diseases that are really bad and could also cause death. So I had to be very careful and wear appropriate protection, and also do this, of course, not in my house, because the fumes would go around in the house and would never get out. So I had to go in a laboratory of Michele Florio, which is actually a shaper from Recco, and I had to go there to do this process, and he was also very kind to help me in my project, and also let me use some of his tools that I wouldn't buy because they are too expensive, and hopefully I was lucky to find someone who let me use them. And in this, my board was finished, but not my project, as I also had to do a video tutorial, and I used the program Shortcut, which is very intuitive, but also lets you do a lot of things. It is free, so if you want to use it, you can use it. And I made my video tutorial to show everyone how I made my board, and also to inspire people, telling them that they could do it too. And finally, after a lot of time and processes, I could try my board in the water. This was actually the greatest test of my project, as I didn't know how it would go. And not only I was surprised that the board floated, but I was also able to manage. I was also able to catch some waves and have fun with my friends, and had a lot of fun in whole projects. I mean, and then I can show you a part of the video tutorial. This is just an extract of 30 seconds, so you have an idea of how I did it.
Oh, we'd have it all. So la 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 la. So la 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 la.
Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a nice day.